Good evening. Now you notice that there's someone missing tonight. It's Mark. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it. He's got a bit of a. He's feeling a bit down. I think he's got a bit of a virus on him, but it's lifting from him, and he will definitely be along to the event that he's staging on Saturday. And he does apologise for not coming on tonight, and but he will be back next Friday. Normally he's on the Thursday slot, but I'm going along to an evening, hopefully, where they will be discussing. It's a free discussion on hypnosis. So I find that rather interesting. I'm not going to be hypnotised, hopefully, but I might see others. I don't know. So that'll be on. So I'll be probably talking about it on the Friday, and Mark will be on next Friday at 7 o'clock in the evening with me on this channel. I'm also talking to Caroline next Thursday at 9:30 in the morning. Now, coming up, Mark's events, I've just gone onto his website here. This Saturday, the 25th, he'll be at Fairbourne, Gwynedd, North Wales, at the Village Hall, Beach Road in Fairbourne, and he's doing a talk there. And then on the 8th of February, the Corner House in Bath, Frome, I'm terribly sorry, Christchurch Street, East Frome. And then on the 9th of February, he'll be in the Dartmouth Inn in Totnes. And on the 22nd of February, Worthing, East Sussex. So that's quite a lot to look forward to, isn't it? And, thank you very much. Living Beings just come on and said, enjoy the hypnosis event. I hope so, because it's all rather interesting. It's free. It's free to go along. You have to pay £10 in advance and they refund that. I really don't know what to expect, because it's supposed to be, was it hypnotherapy or something, where they can change your view of things and whatever. And I'm going with a very open mind, because the reason I'm going, I want to find out how they can make people think certain things and things like that, and looking at it from the bigger picture, because I believe that society is under like a big hypnosis. And so, it's going to be a fact-finding mission I'm going to do. And if I've never been there before, and if the lady's okay and it seems, quite sort of open-minded, I might hopefully get her on one of these shows. But I've never met her. I've never been there. I might walk in. It might be full of new age people going, "Oh yeah, man, I want the, I'm freaking out." Well, if it's like that, I'm going to take a U-turn and walk out again. But you never know. So you never know your luck until you tread in it, as they say. But as I say, thank you, Living Being. I hope I enjoy the event, and I do apologise because I'm winging it tonight, and this is a very short show. What we was going to talk about, we probably will talk about next week, is when you look at governments are extremely dangerous. And hang on, we've got another message here. Don't come back supporting sustainable living. I like that one. Yeah. You might see me with if I have the drum and the dream catcher in the background. Oh yeah. Whenever you see them coming out with the drum, you think, here comes the BS. And what is a dream catcher? I mean, to me, it looks like a pigeon that's collided with a box kite. Anyway, back to what I was saying earlier. We're looking at, I think governments are extremely dangerous. In fact, they're like a virus, because when you look back on the 20th century, governments killed more people than probably all the world's put together. And I really think it's kind of like voting and governments. We've kind of, from an early age, we're told, well, yes, we've got a lovely democracy here, but it isn't a democracy. And governments are out to actually, as I've said many times before, governments don't rule countries. No. Usury scammers rule countries, civil servants, unelected usury scammers rule countries, unelected civil servants run countries, and governments are there as illusionists to give you the impression that you have freedom of choice. No, you don't. You either vote for Tweedledee or Tweedledum, but you don't have any choice. Because when you look at the 20th century, for example, as I've said many times before, Mao was responsible for the extermination of billions, so they say. Stalin, it was 60 to 100 million. Again, we don't know the full figure. And when you look around, look at the governments, look at what we've got now. And as I was saying to Caroline earlier, I worked with a chap who was actually in Argentina in the early 90s when they went virtually bankrupt. And the teachers and civil servants weren't paid, the police weren't paid. And we're given the impression that anarchy will set in and there'll be, gangs roaming the streets and people will be murdering each other and this, that, and the other. But when you look at knife crime in London and what is really going on, could it be any worse? Because this chap told me, this is very narrow vision, very, very narrow indeed. And he said that everything started to work for the first time because the out of work teachers, people bartered. They didn't, because money was worthless. So, they'd probably give a chicken to a teacher that come along and teach their children. And he reckons the children were probably better educated then than any other time. People started to clean the streets around them. Potholes started to get filled up because someone with a bolt cutter went along, opened the council yard and just got the materials and got a road roller out and filled up the potholes. And people started planting plants in containers, keeping everywhere clean. The crime rate went down and things started to work. And suddenly what you could describe as a government and the International Monetary Fund thought, hang on a bit, people are bending in a twig that don't need governments. And they gave Argentina a huge loan and got them out of, well, I wouldn't say got them out of the hole, but shall we say, from a usury point of view, it was quite a good investment. And that's history. Now, I know I have heard of people that were in Sarajevo, but that was a wartime situation. And there were gangs that were there to look out for their own families and things like that. But that was in wartime when there was acute shortages. But if we didn't have government, and we would probably have to have a civil servants, but if they were elected and we gave the usury scammers the order of the boot, it would be rather interesting. And I'm actually exploring this. Do we actually need government? Because what do? They're not there for us. They're there for themselves. So that's a little topic that to think about. And I'm afraid I've got to, as I say, sign off now because I've got nobody to talk to apart from myself. And I'm a bit boring to talk to myself. So I'm doing that most of the day anyway. So thank you very much for tuning in. I'm sorry that Mark couldn't come on. He does apologise, but he's got the sniffles and I think he's picked something up. This time of the year, you go into air-conditioned supermarkets and places like that, and they're a breeding ground for colds and flus and things like that. But he, like me, is very natural medicine orientated, and the old recipe for if you have a cold coming on is to take half a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda in lukewarm water. Okay, please do your own research. Don't take this as gospel. And I've got to say, go along to your quack or doctor, but I wouldn't. But anyway, I've got to say that to keep safe. But no, seriously, I've actually found an old-fashioned cold remedy is half a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda in lukewarm water. Take that every 2 hours. The first day you've got a cold or flu symptoms, every 4 hours the second day, and then on the third day, once in the morning and once in the evening. But on the third day, it's probably be gone anyway. Anyway, thank you, living being. I like this, what you said here. What's this? Usually just digs you a new hole. Spot on. Absolutely spot on. and see you soon, Chris. Thank you very much, and thank you very much. It's been nice talking to you, and I better sign off now. Oh, we got another one. See you very soon. We got here from see you soon. See you soon. Thank you very much, and goodbye. And I'm sorry that Mark couldn't come on. Bye.